Greetings Commanders, and welcome to a quick introductional video regarding the Starship Enterprises Corporation in Elite Dangerous. The aim of this video is to give you an understanding of what SE Corp is and what exactly it does. So, to begin, SE exists within a game called Elite Dangerous, which is an open-ended space simulator game very much like Star Citizen or No Man's Sky, but in my humble opinion it's better than both of these games. It is available on most consoles, PC and Mac. There is a link to the official site in the description below. I remember an article once describing Elite as the greatest Xbox game no one knows about. In Elite, at present, there are no official facilities to create guilds or clans or whatever you want to call them in the game. This, however, has not stopped players doing exactly that, and many players have formed into groups using external programs to coordinate themselves. Players in these groups often work together towards a common goal in the game. Within Elite, there are a myriad of factions that players can work for, far too many to name even a small percentage of them all. To give you an idea, each populated system in Elite has around 6 factions. Some have more, some have less, and there are roughly 19,000 populated systems. Players can choose to work for any of these factions through a mechanic called the background simulation, which we shall cover in detail in another video. It is common for a group of players to adopt one of these factions. In doing this, the group effectively gains a home system as well. Again, there's no actual mechanics to align oneself to a faction or a system in the game, but something to consider is that Elite is a work in progress, and I personally am sure we shall eventually see some kind of guild mechanics being put into the game. It is possible, however, to apply directly to the development team and request a new faction be created in-game with the name and home system of the player's choosing. Some names and some systems are of course off limits for a variety of reasons, and the development team must run checks on each application before it is allowed. It's a bit of a ropey process at the moment, and it can take some time to set up, but the end result is a faction called Whatever You Want, and many of the more established groups have created their own faction and adopted that faction. They usually call the faction the same name as their chosen group name. There's many examples of these player factions across colonized space, including of course our own group. We chose the name Starship Enterprises, which we thought was pretty clever, but Trekkie jokes aside, this is a spaceship style game and we've modelled ourselves after a corporation, so Starship Enterprises seemed quite fitting under the circumstances. I want to give a shout out to Commander Vasanego, who was the brainiac that suggested the name way back when we were first establishing our company. So, in the Elite game, in a system extravagantly titled LP3397, you can find a faction called Starship Enterprises, and there are a number of gamers, mostly of the Xbox ilk, who work towards benefiting this faction. Starship Enterprises is a casual gaming group, and as such, the ethos of our group tries to reflect that. We have an open door policy so that players can come and go as they please, and they can be affiliated with other groups outside of our own. Our aim is simply to provide a place that players can pool their ideas and their discoveries about Elite, as well as a means to find other players to work alongside in the game. And to digress on this point a little, the Elite Dangerous game is set in the Milky Way galaxy, meaning that the map is the entire galaxy of some 400 billion stars. Even though populated space, which in the game is termed as the bubble, is only a tiny percentage of this, it is still absolutely massive in itself. Suffice to say that the game is really big, and players can play for lengths of time like weeks and even months without ever running into another player. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how mind-bogglingly big this game is. So groups are a great way for players to find each other and then to keep in touch. As well as being brain exploding in size, the sheer scope of Elite Dangerous can be tremendously daunting to new players. Joining a group and being taken under the wing of a more experienced commander can be very beneficial, and Starship Enterprises is happy to take on new players and show them the ropes. We model ourselves after a big, multifaceted corporation, and we have allied ourselves with the Federation government. Players who do quests for our faction will gain Federation rep towards their naval rank. Our corporation is comprised of many smaller companies. Each company specialises in a different task. These various companies cover most facets of gameplay in Elite Dangerous. Companies within the SE umbrella will rise and they will fall in use depending on what is needed at the time. This basically means that commanders can do a range of activities while they're in SE Corp. We don't really specialise in any one thing. We do have a number of activities that commanders can join in if that is what they wish. And these can be found on our Active Ventures worksheet, which I shall link below. I will also do another video detailing all of the various companies within the SE Corp umbrella, but to be honest, companies come and go depending on their popularity, which is something that I have no control of. You can check out more detailed descriptions of our popular companies on our website, which again I shall link below. The website is a wealth of information regarding our system and our group, and I highly recommend you check it out. On there you can also find our history, which is long enough to have a video all to itself. Another link I shall post is to our portal page on the Frontier forums. This gives a quick roundup of what exactly we are about and where to find us. On this page you will find our mandate. It is a list of 4 core beliefs that represent our group's ethos in Elite Dangerous. The list goes thus: make money. We are a corporation, and as such, making money is what we like to do. Make SE strong. We do this through manipulating the background simulation, which shall be covered in another video. Learn Elite. There is no manual for this game, and figuring out is half the fun, so we like to pool our collective knowledge regarding Elite. Wing up. We like to try to get together as much as possible. You make more money that way, and it's much more fun. So hopefully now you should have a good idea of what Starship Enterprises is all about, what we represent and what we do as far as gameplay is concerned. If you are interested in our group, or in Elite Dangerous in general, check out the links below, subscribe to keep tabs on what our group is up to, and feel free to leave comments, good or bad, below. Thanks for watching, over and out.